And we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello, Geek Space. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. We are here this evening as we are back for season two of Level Up Geek Nights. Woohoo! All right. And to prove that we don't have dates for this evening, we have a Valentine special. So, by the way, my name is John B, and I am the Christian Geek. And with me is our cast and crew of Level Up. We have, of course, our boss Mang, John G. We have, right. Yes. All right. We have our Chibi-chan otaku who, of course, don't underestimate her size. Maya. Hey, Maya. And of course, our resident chef and online streamer, Ninay Z, E-Girl, E-Girl. And just in time for the introductions, we have our resident bear, Gio. Our Gio bear. So, so this is a casual podcast for this evening where we are going to talk about what are we going to talk about, John? Yon. So we're gonna take a Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna take a look at these geek romances and maybe even compare them to actual Christian romances. Ay, what happened to my audio? Hello. Baka si John. Wait. Weird. Wait lang. I am wondering myself what happened to your audio.
Hear me do my
Ayan.
soliloquy.
Soliloquy.
Ay, sorry, bumalik na ba? I was about to
I
do a
think
3-hour discourse on the ends. I'm kidding.
so.
Lang.
What are we going to talk about again, John?
Right. Again.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about great romances as per the Level Up Game Nights core team. And of course, anyone who's joining us tonight can feel free to comment in the chat anywhere here on the Discord, on YouTube, Facebook, and am I missing anything on the different pages? Yeah, just throw it at us. We're just gonna have a very casual, dinner table, coffee table kind of talk on the greats of romances in geek slash fiction slash stranger than fiction life situations. So back to you, John. Why don't you get us started? Who are we going first?
All right. So today we're gonna talk about geek romances, and we're gonna talk about different romances in anime, in games, in our fantasy series and live action, and we're gonna take a look at good and bad romances. So cue, ano,
Bad.
But
cue
the
Gio for the music.
romance. Mhm.
Yeah, he's
And,
eating, so it's a bad lyrics.
That's fine.
All
So,
right. Who
who
are
wants
we
to go
starting?
first?
There are
well,
5 of us. How do we go first?
let's
Ladies
start.
first, Tata. I can say
Let's start with the
honestly, I
ladies.
think I can
But do
sense
we start with the bad?
it doesn't matter. Just pick one and let's fly.
What?
Pick one and then we'll discuss if it's good or bad.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Let's go with
So
Maya first.
one of the most interesting romances. Let's go.
Ako muna. Gosh. Well, yung pinag-usapan natin a while back, I really, really like yung romance between Jake and Amy from
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Nine
Oh,
Nine.
Brooklyn
Nine-Nine.
Nine.
Nine, sorry.
Brooklyn Nine
Ayun.
Nine.
I
Good
would
boy.
categorize that as a relationship. Very good, actually.
I
If
agree.
iba, I think because it started with a friendship na ano nag-competition sila pero parang they admit that it's a good competition between each other.
We
And
talking
then it
about?
Jake and
me and
Amy.
Jake.
Ah, yeah.
And then it progressed into something into a romance. So as if you watched the series, nakita nyo dun how Jake was really in love with Amy, even though she's the OC type and very strict kind of lady, but I think Jake handled the relationship very well, don't you think?
Yes, yes, yes. I
Hmm.
agree. I think
I
Especially
agree.
I say go
I
go go.
no, I think one of the best things about the the relationship is because it really started with friendship. Maganda yung base niya.
Real.
Maganda yung
Right.
pinagsimulan niya. No, it's not like your
Very
typical
organic, no?
Mm,
yeah, it's not your typical rom-com. I was watching
Where they just
the other day with what do you call this? Uh therapist reacts to rom-com myths. And there's always those many rom-com myths. One of them is like the meet cute where they see each other, they have a cute meeting, and then suddenly they're in a romantic relationship, right? Na
Mm,
while it does happen, generally it's not typical. And so
mm.
Yep.
parang when we look at Jake and Amy's relationship, in fact they were rivals, they were competitive with each
yes.
other. But I
I
think that is
actually never
also
thought that they'd end up together.
right, 'di ba? Parang at the start sobrang competitive nila, but you see that is what they were like so what's the word I'm looking for? Yun yung what actually attracted them to each other, yung competitiveness nila, 'di ba?
Yes.
And I really like how when Jake the moment where Jake realized that he wanted to marry Amy.
Yes.
Yung
Filled with the
it
peanuts.
no, it was like they were in bed together. It was like ano lang
Ah, when she was doing the crossword.
she
When
was
he
doing
wanted
the
to
cross.
marry her, you mean?
Yeah, like
I thought
parang
you meant when he wanted to be the boyfriend, girlfriend.
no, the moment he knew he wanted to marry her, yung nakita niya na may something wrong sa crossword. So that was cute.
Mm. And also the way he proposed to Amy.
Oh,
Nakakatuwa
yeah.
talaga yung episode na yun.
Mm.
Ano
He
yun, it
cooked
was the
something they both
Halloween.
enjoy.
It was a Halloween heist
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
Yes,
Halloween
yes.
heist.
Yeah, that was
I
really
gotta
cute.
admit, I think I'm missing something here. So I might actually end up watching Brooklyn Nine Nine soon because
You
Woohoo!
should.
You
I've
should,
never
Yes.
right?
actually watched. So I'll put it on our queue, which we do.
I
We have like a regular TV series watching naman.
I think
Alright.
I think what do you call this? The only
Mm.
thing siguro that of course because it's American culture they're used to like, having sex before marriage, and I think that's normal for them.
Mm.
But apart from that, if you look at how their relationship really developed and how you see that both of them grew from it, like
Mm.
um
Mm-hmm.
Amy learning to what do you call this? Let go, and then what do
Jake
you call
becoming
this?
more responsible.
Jake becoming more responsible, and even that episode where they talked about having children, you see
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
how I don't like to use the word compromise, but they met each other halfway,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
agree.
I think
Mm-hmm.
it really has a good basis for relationship. You see that this is a good model of what a relationship should be, because too many
Mhm.
couples once they have a disagreement they don't process it anymore, and they just you know, in the US, divorce kagad, no, so
Mm.
uh, it's really different. So it's nice to see that kind of relationship in mainstream TV.
In modern mainstream TV, yeah, that's true. That's very true. Hmm. I think it seems pretty clean cut. Yung admiration for these two, Jake and Amy,
Mhm.
no?
Mm-hmm.
So just to contrast it, what do you think are the big takeaways from this relationship? Na plus and minus. Although you've mentioned a lot of the pluses.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Real life app. Let's see.
Sa akin
Also
lang,
it lets me
sa
eat.
Yeah, actually
But
Vince was
yes, really.
asking what was the sound in the background. Sabi ko, he's
The
eating.
sound of me eating Chinese food here. You see these guys over here in my background?
Nom nom nom.
That's his
Like
dinner.
M&Ms, man. Delicious. But yes.
Except they're
Sorry, it's my
all.
unit. It's
I
my
don't want to
unit.
say what color they're mine.
Oh, they're all here. I got some French food, Italian. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I think the only thing negative for me is call me prude is the sex before marriage.
Yeah.
True.
Well, conservative, yes.
But the positive one though is I like how Jake embraced who Amy is,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
her OC-ness, her strictness, but also her fun side. Even though kahit yung fun side niya, OC pa rin.
Yeah, Vince is calling me out for being prude.
Well, better prude than crude.
True, true, true,
Or
true.
I
I
also
don't know.
like how parang they wanted to change for the better din naman, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah, that's interesting lang. Kasi usually yung OC character yung typical nag-grind down sa sobrang chill na character, di
Mm.
ba? Kasi she's like super
Mm-mm.
shy.
Pero
But,
sobrang opposite sila. Ang
mm,
makikita mo talaga yung opposite sa chat sa kanila.
Mm-mm.
yeah. But yeah, it's a good thing. It's complementary because they made it work. They had
Mm.
a I'm getting a lot of like, okay, at the end of the day they respected each other and wanted to get out of their comfort zone to grow out of it. So I think that's the important thing. And yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. All right,
Nagugutom ako.
so
Nagugutom
check
ako kay
one
John
off.
sa kay Gio.
I'm not even eating a lot here. Gio is the one who's like,
G is like, ang sarap kumain ni G,
Mm.
nakakaingit.
I'm not actually.
like every time he goes like, I'm like,
Yeah, we're super chill
what's
today.
in that burrito?
Guys,
What's in that
we are just
wrap?
totally
Cobb,
eating
a Cobb
here.
salad. Anyway,
All right. So, since we talked about a good romance, let's highlight a bad romance this time. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, may gustong sabihin si si Ninay.
Hmm. Right.
Aga,
So let's
ang
highlight two.
aga-aga guys.
We're
Ano
not
ba?
we're not gonna call it a bad
we're
romance. Let's
just
just
gonna
call it a
we're not gonna
different.
call them bad or
Uh,
good
a
romances. We're just
very
gonna call them
sus
romances and
romance.
discuss it.
Yes, we'll discuss it.
What makes it good? What makes it bad? Right?
Thank you
Yes.
for coming to my TED Talk, guys. Pero, okay, I am a huge Raylo fan. We're gonna start early, guys. We're gonna start early with this.
So let's
Okay,
let's define Raylo.
okay. So Raylo is Ray, sa
So
Star
this is
Wars,
Star Wars.
and Kylo Ren. But
Yes.
I or pwede rin naman Ben Solo, like the low in Ben Solo.
I would argue that Kylo Ren is a different persona from Ben
Ben
Solo.
Solo.
Yes.
Yeah, kasi okay, eto na guys, eto na.
Like what else is the
Steve.
personality? Because the whole Sith Jedi thing is pretty intense.
Kasi
All right, take it away.
Ben Solo, guys, was like the innocent, the he was like before the dark side fully, settled itself in Ben Solo. Kumbaga, paano
The
ba?
light
Parang I
side,
don't,
the light
yeah,
side suppressed.
yes, meron pang ano, make call to the dark side, but then he's more of the light. And then Kylo Ren naman, he's like fully dark side, but then there is a call back to the light. So
Full
there
of
you go.
the light
Conflicted
or
talaga siya.
full of delight?
Doon pa lang
Mm.
makikita mo na yung conflicted na tao.
Yes,
How will
but
that turn out in a relationship?
and to those saying na hindi sila talagang romance, like, will you kiss a friend like that? No.
Exactly.
Unless you're very strange.
Unless, yeah, very strange. So
Can you
yeah,
call
so
it, really call it a romance when they've been fighting for like 3 movies?
The thing is, they have been in each other's heads for like 3 movies.
yeah.
Yeah, but they've
Unconsciously,
been fighting.
that's true. But there's the
So you
whole Florence Nightingale
would you
thing, right?
say that the relationship is manipulative at best? It's like,
Hindi
uh,
talaga ito na. Okay.
Wait,
Here I
wait.
go.
Wait. Sabi ni Vince, diba,
The ship has arrived and then sunk faster than the Titanic.
no, the
Ay,
next line is better. Depends on which
So
friend.
which friend? Which level of friend? What kind?
That you would kiss like that. I don't think any level of friend is appropriate to kiss like that.
uh,
Is it manipulative? No, I don't think so. Kasi si Ray had her own um kumbaga may sarili siyang pag-iisip
Uh,
talaga.
I think
Ano
hindi siya
naman?
manipulative. Pero I think it was toxic because
It
they
was
have
toxic, yeah.
toxic kasi iba yung what do you call this alignment nila.
Yeah, iba yung kumbaga iba na yung belief system nilang dalawa. Kaya
Yes.
parang
conflicted nga kasi
yeah.
si Kylo.
hindi sila nag-align ng mission and vision, 'di ba?
Yeah. Hindi sila kingdom partners, guys.
Iba yung master nila kasi.
Iba yung
So,
master nila.
so they have different but I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because basically we can see the whole Kylo to Ben thing. Well, for one point, we're just gonna call it as it is. I'm not gonna say it's great character writing because it was problematic. But as it was written and unfortunately canonically depicted, he was really on a roller coaster
Yeah.
throughout the entire thing. So
True.
he feels like a really problematic teenage / early 20s kind of guy.
Plus, he
Mhm.
killed Han Solo. Minsan, I kind of forget that he did that. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's so odd, right?
It might be something he's willing to look over ata.
I'm willing to look over the part that he killed.
that's
No,
terrible. That's just terrible. But you
that's
put that
terrible. Like we could say, okay, fine. Like the Sith powers was putting him on a psychedelic high, because I mean, the Force tends to do that, right? Like if if you have like negative emotions,
Mhm.
or which he definitely was full of, because his heart was like super gulo, super messy. It's kind of like it super heightens it.
Like what happened
And
to
Yeah.
Anakin.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of like what happened to Anakin. Like he was like, that's another thing that we
That's
might
another
shift
thing,
in.
yeah.
I
But
think it's
basically,
It runs in the family.
super intense. And meanwhile, it runs in the guys. The women are a lot more better.
Subdued. Yeah.
yeah. But I think
No,
I
they're a
was
lot better.
I remember watching a Star Wars theory thing, and sabi nga niya na parang in a sense the Jedi are right that emotional attachments
Mm.
can hurt them
Yeah.
in their case, no. Um but the problem naman sa Jedi for me, and which I agree kasi si Ahsoka said this, is that parang what do you call that? It's too much of a detachment from emotional
Mm.
issues or emotional, that they don't process emotional issues properly. You look at Anakin, you look at Kylo, no, it's usually the men. Diba? It's usually the men. It's usually the men.
It's
Even
usually the guys
even
who
look
have so much problems.
even Luke Skywalker, diba? You will notice that he almost went into the dark side when si Leia was mentioned, eh. 'Di ba? So parang it's that inability to process those emotional attachments, which is really the ones that's causing the issue. No? And I think that's why toxic si Kylo tsaka si Rey. Rey is able to process her feelings, eh,
Emotions,
and
yeah.
emotions, eh. Si Kylo hindi. And by this time
Ray
si
din kasi also had a support group in a
oh,
sense.
Yeah, that's true. Si
True,
Kylo
Kylo
was
was on his own.
alone. Yeah.
yeah.
He
Tsaka
he pushed people away.
BB-8.
and if you think about it, even si Luke, eh, the reason why Luke almost killed Kylo at the start of, di ba, in the flashbacks, kita natin yun, is
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
he didn't process his emotions well either. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
He gave in to
Mm.
fear rather than ano 'di ba, parang
Like
processing
all
it
the burden
properly.
was on himself. It's like
Mm-hmm.
That's why by the time he was mentoring Ray, he's learned from that, eh, 'di ba? He's
Yeah.
matured from that incident already. And so that's why mas na-guide din ng properly si Ray in
mm,
in processing what it means to use the force and to process yung mga nararamdaman din niya at the same time.
that's true.
It's a
So
very
yeah,
good summary of
that's why it's like don't listen to your feelings, which is what the dark side always says. Listen to you. You know it.
You know
Basta
it's
gets
true.
ko din yung ano ng Jedi when we played yung SWTOR.
Ah.
Kasi
Mm.
may mga options. Sabi ko, grabe naman 'tong mga Jedi na 'to. Wala talagang feelings talaga involved. Bawal
Boring,
mag-ano.
ah.
It's like
Well,
so much
the
fun
Jedi,
being
the Jedi were like patterned sila kasi after the Buddhist monks, eh, di ba? So which is like
Mhm.
detached from everything, which we know you can't really detach from everything. But from a certain sense, it's a ticking time bomb, eh, di ba, for the Jedi, which is kind of what happened. You know, that's why Anakin came out and all these things came out because you're delaying what you need to do, which is to work on your emotions, and you have to process it correctly somewhere. You can't just like, okay, no, just put it there. It's gonna explode somewhere eventually. That's not healthy at all. So
Gusto ko
that's
yung
why
It's
you
not a
want
good thing din kasi magiging indifferent ka to people.
That's true.
that
Yes.
also can happen,
And indifference is one step away from apathy.
which we don't want to be. Because like, if you're so super apathetic, how can you love people? Diba?
Exactly.
Mhm.
You can't. It's hard. It becomes harder to love people.
Ay,
So yeah, so the romance in Jedi Star Wars universe problematic.
Yes.
that's why you should watch The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. Joke.
Oh yeah,
Because
ang ganda.
they are not Jedi or Sith for one. They're regular people. So
But
if you want to see, yes,
there's a
go ahead,
Jedi
go ahead.
cameo. There's a Jedi
Oh,
cameo.
there is,
Oh,
there
yeah, there
is.
is.
But
So and
the
then there's a choice.
Shall we continue?
I won't
I
talk
don't know if
about
you
it
want to
anymore because so it's a spoiler na. So
not a spoiler.
Oh my
It might
gosh, that choice.
you saw it already.
This is so weird. Like I'm a Star Wars fan, but I actually forgot to finish The Mandalorian, so I have to set that as part of my to watch queue.
Dami mo
Yes.
ng
Yeah, kasi
papanoorin.
like season 2, I was shocked on a certain scene. Like, what? What is this? And then I was like, oh, I didn't finish season 2 of Mandalorian. So I skipped a vital thing.
Yep. There are a lot of things important in season one.
Yeah, I think for those who are fans of Star Wars, kasi they're really building a world, eh. So all their shows are going to be interconnected.
Which I do like better. I do
I
like.
mean, it
I,
should
li-
have
I
been
like.
even from the start naman interconnected.
It's like
Well, yeah.
it's the
I'm
MCU
hoping
of
for.
Star Wars.
I'm hoping for
True.
the. I'm hoping for a soft.
Hopping.
Hoping for a soft. What do you call it? Retcon of certain things. But anyway, I don't want to go into Star
Anyway.
Wars. Today's romance night.
One of
Move
a certain
What's
romance.
another fictional
Let's move along, ma'am.
Oh, wait, before we move on, I like what Vincent said. he said the Jedi and the Sith are good examples of why Christians should be connected kahit na into his work.
That is true. That is
Yes.
true.
There are no such thing as lone Christians,
The
diba?
importance of community.
Yep.
Amen, amen.
Or alone. Yeah, and even for a non-Christian, it doesn't matter. The point is, you should not be alone. People are not made to be solo.
Mhm.
And
Solo.
You know,
And
they should be
solo.
yes, you're not made to be solo. But yeah, you're people are
Especially,
social
you're
people.
not gonna be a solo.
Stop it.
Yeah, you're more of like a
Okay.
that's
Kidding. I,
So
I read about
I
them
saw
and
the
I
opportunity to make fun of being solo.
you
So-
order most. Is it a solo order or a no? That's
so for
Okay,
those who
moving
are
on.
so those
Moving
who are
on.
moving on. So for those who are solo and looking for a community, we have Level Up. Join us
Akala
on
ko,
our
and
Discord.
looking for someone.
Wow,
May
grabe.
segue eh.
don't know.
No.
Well, if you're
No.
looking for someone to be friends with, like you need a community to connect to.
Yes. Join us at
Then
Level
hey,
Up.
yeah, join us at Level Up. We're all
Yes,
geeks
we're
here. We're all
yes.
hopefully friendly. Ahem.
Um,
Yes.
like us on
And please,
Facebook. And join us on our Discord at invite.gg/LUGN. All right.
Oh.
So let's go back to another
Other couples.
couple.
what are
that
other romances or couples?
Ano ba maganda? What is a good geek romance?
So yeah, so we did one Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Hi.
and it tackled Star Wars. So what's another thing? Maybe somewhere
I
from
got someone.
Ayan.
say go for it.
I go, Gio.
I got Sokka and Suki from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So Gio, explain to us why do you think that they are good romance?
Well, they both accept. Well, especially at the start of the show, first season. Well, Sokka as a person, parang isn't. He basically accepts who she is, strong person who can defend herself as well.
Yes.
But yeah, parang she also accepts the fact that he will want to also protect her. So like they have accepted, they basically accepted each other for who they are, and it's like you have she basically I don't know. One thing is like they both accept that they're afraid to lose each other, but they're also strong enough to admit to each other that they can take care of themselves, kind of thing. It's like they're not super clingy to each other and
Yeah.
super protective.
I think
I don't
that-
see them move very much in the series.
I think what I like about them is that they're both a great couple, but at the same time they're both independent of each other. Kumaga,
Yes.
they don't define
They don't define each other.
exactly. So I like that. And in fact si Zuko si Zuko tuloy si Sokka si Sokka was at first nga 'di ba pinagtatawanan pa niya si Sokka pinagtatawanan niya pa si Suki kasi parang you can't believe that there are warrior females that could be better than him.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Yun yung quote-unquote meet cute nila, 'di ba?
Wait, they also made each other better then.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
of her that he became more
aware of
how women can actually be
good
as good or better than men. I think
No,
that's where it
overcome
started.
din ni
Not to
Sokka
say.
yun. Yung
I think
prejudice.
I think Suki also is aware na Sokka had a bad kind of relationship or a tragic relationship, but she accepted
This was
them.
after the moon thing, right?
Yes.
It's rough, buddy.
Rough, buddy. Yep.
That's
Zuko
rough.
giving his advice. Oh, that's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
To be fair, he's like oversharing when they just like met.
And they were in the
Actually,
middle of like of a fight, tama ba?
they were in the middle of on the way to rescue,
On the way to rescue.
if I remember correctly. They were in the airship eh. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. What else about the relationship ba?
At least
So
marunong
they're
mag-empathize si
independent of each
ano, 'di
other.
ba? Zuko.
Hmm.
Ah, I think
What else?
they're able to recognize each other's strengths, no?
Yep.
Ah, I think parang for me nakikita ko 'yon na parang and they're able to work together well eh. Hindi
Mm.
sila they're not competing against each other. Kasi it's so
Kulang
pas
si Sokka gumanon, parang si Will Smith, di ba? Parang igaganyan si
ah,
Suki. This is her.
and hindi intimidated si Sokka kay
Kay Suki.
Suki.
Mhm.
Mm.
A man is secure of his position when he is not intimidated by a strong female.
He's actually
Yeah.
very proud of her.
Ano din eh, si Sokka with the group, parang you'd feel na intimidated siya or parang inferior siya sa mga ano niya eh, sa barkada niya. And then here
He
comes
did feel some
Suki.
stuff. Yeah.
And then here comes Suki na strong female character din. But ano yun, parang hindi niya pinakita kay Suki na inferior siya sa mga barkada niya. Kumbaga, inaccept niya din na ano na he's a normal person without powers, and then inaccept niya din si Suki who's a strong female character, and you can see na well-rounded person talaga si Sokka.
Sokka kasi grew a lot throughout the series. Like I would say,
Yeah.
among all of the Atla characters, so Atla meaning Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV series.
Mhm.
He's one of the two who grew the most, I would say. The other one being, of course, Zuko. But yeah, so si Sokka talaga, he really grew. And I think that matured him a lot, which enabled him to relate to Suki and all the others in a better way. Because at the start, he had some moments where he did feel to the others, right? Inferiority complex. But he found a way to find his own niche, his own
Yeah.
expertise,
Mhm.
and build on that.
Agree.
So yun.
Before we end this, someone wants a shout out though.
Mm.
Vincent Houseman says, pa-shout out po na anybody who Mako ends up with is a bad couple. Yes.
Grabe.
It's true.
So this is Cora na.
Mm.
I
Sa
haven't
Avatar.
watched it.
I haven't
mean,
watched
haven't?
it.
He was like
in completion.
he was like the anchor point of where the bad relationship is. I mean,
Ako, I just didn't like the ending relationship. I'm like, okay.
yeah, but that's not the topic. The topic is Mako.
Si Mako talaga.
Well,
eh.
okay, Mako.
He's portrayed as a jerk in the series.
Kind of. He's a good example of reverse Zuko, which is like you have a non-changing
Character.
static. He's kind of static. Yung personality and growth niya, medyo static siya. The
Yeah.
one who grew was his brother. So conversely, his brother, si Bolin, is whoever ends up with Bolin is a good couple.
Honestly, I mean, from the start, I thought he was gonna be the better person. I think.
Mukha naman eh.
Yeah, but that's exactly why Korra doesn't end up with him, because also anyone who Korra ends up with is not a really good couple. Which
Oh,
She was pretty broken then, yeah.
it's not that. Her ego is so huge. I never like wala siyang, she didn't have a good growth phrase. Like she had to be broken.
She grew up knowing she was the Avatar na.
Yeah.
Vincent, thank you, Gio.
So Gio is bullying.
Pero my only regret in Atla and Korra,
What?
is Zuko. I know
Why?
Why?
I know unpopular na what do you call this? Na opinion, but Zuko ano pa rin eh. Katara eh.
Well, is that
Zutara.
Yeah, we
that
saw
is
that. I saw
Yes.
that
that's not
too.
unpopular. That's not unpopular at all.
It's true. It's
Finally,
not
a
unpopular. It's just
ship
not
that
Underground.
I
canon.
agree
Popular.
with. That well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
I
unpopular. It's just not canon.
it's not
Yes.
canon. It's not canon.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, I'm a Zutara fan myself. I think they would have
Ano,
managed to work things out better.
because Katara, I mean, no, like, medyo motherly siya
Kaya
towards Ang.
ang
So,
Mm.
parang,
yeah.
No, it's Ang had a huge crush on her, so like okay, fine. But she was momming him. So
yeah.
I felt that was like
parang puppy love eh, no? Yung kay
Oo.
Anne.
Pero
Katara.
yung what do you call this, the bond between Zuko and Katara, kita mo real eh. Real yung ano nila eh. Kaya parang feeling ko, why didn't they develop these two? It's so much
And
better.
then, parang organic din yung sa kanila eh, no?
Yeah.
Oo.
I
Saka
do
'di
know
ba?
that the voice actors are also Zutara fans. They are. They mentioned it. Like, yeah, we should Zara. I don't know where the writers are. I mean, it's still like they joke about it. Like, I know they joked about it. It's a great story though. But yeah, Zutara, one of those ships that I actually agree on, would have been a good end result.
Mhm.
But we never got that. So instead, we
Hot
get
take, JB, excuse me. In all caps.
I know.
it's not an unpopular
You say
shipping.
in all caps. Almost everything.
Everything is in
right
all
now is in all caps.
Let's not sunk.
So, are we done with the Avatar
Yes. Yeah.
stuff?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And
I just had to say that.
and the non-canon relationship.
Yeah, everyone here is unanimous. This is a non-canon relationship which we support, and I am yes.
Okay, speaking of bad relationships, anong another example of bad relationships? Na, na, na,
Sige.
na. I'm
Oh.
thinking. Ano mo maganda? Maybe something from anime or a game?
Game.
Anime. I know we had a couple we were discussing earlier, but it's like 90s and 2000s anime.
It doesn't matter.
We can start with that. Like,
Hmm.
a bad.
Anything. Anything, and we discuss if it's a good or bad relationship. Yeah.
Actually, dami ko
Honestly,
naisip ng mga 90s. Dami ko naisip ng 90s anime. I want
Yugi.
Fushigi Yugi. Let's go with that. Okay, let's start with Fushigi Yugi.
Go.
Which is
I never
a lot
really
of-
watched it, but I only know a little bit.
You saved a lot of time, Gio. You don't watch it.
Acknowledge din yung sa akin from the 90s pa.
Sorry.
That's fine. We're all from the 90s. That's okay.
We were all born approaching the 90s, so
Mhm.
our childhood memories are in the 90s and
totoo.
or early.
Honestly, I watched the entire Fushigi Yugi, even the
Even
The
the
OVAs.
OVAs, yeah.
I got so confused with the storyline. Honestly, I couldn't figure heads or tails from it.
if you don't
And then-
watch the dapat kailangan mo talaga sa panoorin in sequence. So or else you will get lost talaga.
It is a mess.
It's a hot mess. It's a very hot
it's
mess.
it's a hot mess of bad
It's a
relationships.
piling. Hot.
Okay,
Okay,
so-
number one,
Let's
Miyaka
do
with
this.
everybody else in her team. Bad relationship.
Miyaka and everyone.
My gosh. Parang ang toxic ng lahat ng relationships niya with everybody on the team.
Miyaka and anyone is a toxic, unhealthy
Because
relationship.
he is, immature.
Actually,
She's
I mean,
too young,
high
basically.
schooler.
She's too young.
I think we a
No,
lot of people,
let's not
Let-
excuse her age.
yeah,
Let's
but
just call
I
it
think,
as she is mature.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people pile on Miyaka, but we also have to realize that she's young. she's not
Yeah.
even she's not even high school age. In the anime, she's
Ano ba
middle
siya? Grade
school.
school ba siya? Oh my
Is she
gosh.
middle school?
Middle
She's
school siya.
Oh my goodness, bakit ay, ang
No,
landi ng batang yun!
no,
Ay!
I believe during at that time, I think
yeah,
the age of
we
consent
know, we
is
know.
lower.
Like ang landi. Alam na.
Mid-
We've
my
been
point
there.
is, middle school siya. She was what?
Middle schooler?
Yes, she was like what? 14 probably?
15.
My gosh.
14, 15? My gosh. So I mean, I would give a
Okay,
little
but
bit of leeway.
yeah, but let's be honest. You put a 14, 15 romance drunk high school, well, for us high school na kasi yan eh, high schooler, and suddenly throw her into a male harem of bishonen. I ano ba? What do you
That
think,
wait,
ladies?
let's
Hormones.
It's kinda
Would you feel like I don't
and
know.
she doesn't even have to make lande. The guys go after her.
yeah,
Walk
medyo
over her.
problematic kasi the age gap there, like the king and Tamaho. Okay, sige. Guys, discuss. I will Google the age gap.
Tama is 27, I think.
But let's
Trigger na trigger.
Hotohori age.
no, but okay, to be fair, there was one who did not I don't know how to translate yung hindi pumato sa kanya.
Yung ano,
Yung
yung
enemy.
bading. Hindi,
Ay!
yung
The gay
bading.
guy.
The trans.
No, we don't,
The trans
we
person.
don't include him.
Because
Did all
he's
of them
not,
go?
no, but
No.
she did say,
Yung
but
singket, yung...
no, but what's her name? I forgot her name, but she did say that si Noriko, she
Yun.
did say, wala kasi siyang binigay na pronouns eh. He or she did say na if he was into girls, he would date Miyaka. I'm like, seriously?
So he's
Okay, my bad. 18
Isn't that just
pala
because
lang
they
pala
were
si
around each
Hotohori.
other a lot compared to other girls?
Nakakatawa.
Not really because
Okay, but still, there's a huge age gap.
Ang lakas ng
is a thing.
No, the age gap medyo sakto lang pala kasi 18 si Hotohori. Tamahome was 17.
17.
They were all very
They were
Okay.
there was only
teenagers.
one older character, I think.
Si
Na-
ano? Si Nakago.
Yep.
And if you think about it,
He
yun yung
was
medyo,
appropriate. He was mature in how he had. Well, he was a bit weird, but
but he had a relationship with with Yui, who was also
Yeah.
a middle schooler, mind you.
but who was far more mature.
Mhm.
Like her friend.
Pero may
had her-
inggitan na nangyayari.
Ayan,
See?
Nakago
Yun
is 20,
lang.
Nakago is 25
Oh
versus
my.
Yui is 15. So 10 years.
But that's the thing, right? Like I don't know what happened. Was he like? He was much more, anong term? Practical or pragmatic on how he related to her. Hindi ba? I can't recall. Parang mas cold kasi siya eh.
Medyo mas cold siya.
Mas cold siya.
So,
Okay, so-
he wasn't just
Ang comment
I don't know.
section natin, meron ng mention of Ayashi no Ceres.
wow, that is old 90s, but okay.
Tapos si ano daw, si Sakura tsaka si Shaoran daw.
But that's a
CCS.
bad relationship ba?
Okay, Sakura and Shaoran
are
Sakura and Shao.
they're so young kasi I can't really think of if it's a good
Actually,
or bad
they're
relationship.
elementary students. In the sequel, they just entered middle school. And I'm like, wait.
Sila na ba? Nag-kiss ba sila at all? Or
Naging sila na.
Damn.
It's them.
Oh.
Naging
Naging
sila in middle school. But okay,
Middle
to be fair,
school.
to Sakura and Lee Shaoran, I mean honestly, they're more mature than Miyaka. But that's a low bar. I set the bar very low there. But
The
I
bar
mean,
was Mia.
They're more mature, but they're still
very low.
pretty immature compared to everyone else. Anyway.
Yeah. Pero anyway, but
I
I
mean,
don't
to
know.
be
For
fair,
them,
given that they're like elementary when they met, so
it's weird because they're young, but actually, their attitude was not incredibly immature, considering everything they went through. So
Totoo.
I give that like a pass. I'd be like, you're young. See if you can stick it out until you get older. I mean, they were thrown into like life-threatening situation at the honestly, that's very traumatic. So I'm like, that's why like some people mature so quickly when they're young because it depends on the stuff they're thrown into.
yep.
Gusto ko si
So,
Alex, updated sa mga movies, oh.
all right, give us something a little more modern. How about wait? Since we're still in anime, how about one of the more recent big romance movies, the ones that are being produced by what's his name? Kimi no Nawa, that dude. Uh,
Your name?
ah, yeah.
I
Hmm.
forgot his name. The director.
Yung Kim,
Ano bang may
But
bago
which movie or series
your
are
name?
we talking
Your
about?
Name,
Weathering with
yung
you?
Weathering with You, may isa pa siya, 'di ba?
Yeah, he had another one. Makoto Shinkai. Okay, the Shinkai movie. Let's just say that since just to bring it into the 2020s. So Makoto Shinkai. Maybe we can use this to close off our anime romance because a lot of his movies are anime romance. Actually,
Yeah.
all his movies are romance.
20s?
Almost all.
Weathering with you, bad romance for me. Kasi,
Oh yeah, that
Why?
was terrible.
like,
That was terrible.
you'd rather the whole of Japan flood because of love. Like, ugh, boy.
Yes. Ano din, parang um
He
take
drowned us.
advantage niya din yung girl. Parang
Whew.
they made money out of her out of her ability.
Yeah.
They did though. But
Parang medyo na,
May
ano siya.
consent naman.
yeah, but I don't know. Okay, this is an instance of where I would say consent doesn't mean it's correct.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes your brain is just not functioning properly. I
It's
consent. It's a
normal.
Di
stupid.
ba,
It's like I consent to this stupidity. It's still stupid.
just because you
Eh,
can doesn't
meron
mean,
kasing
You should.
just because you can, it doesn't mean you
Yeah.
should. Your lie in April daw, sabi ni Vince.
Oh, you're in April. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's. I'm not gonna talk there. I'm not gonna jump there. It's heavy, but I didn't watch it completely, so I can't
Heavy.
discuss.
Yeah.
I think
Who
the
watched it?
problem,
I watched it only up to a point and then I stopped. I was like, oh, feelings. Oh, gotta stop. Gotta stop you right there.
Would you like them feelings? You just don't want it from this particular show.
I think the
or
problem with,
or in
ano,
anime.
I think the problem with a lot of anime these days, I think it's a reflection of the culture din kasi, na
Hmm.
when they always have this problem with communication.
That's true. Like, parang, alam mo kung inamin mo na like 2 episodes back. Like,
Tapos na yung kwento, di ba? Parang, yung stress, saka yung ano, parang ako. Tapos minsan, mga asubero, yung may nakita lang magkasama sila na, parang,
hindi pwede magtanong.
hindi pwede magtanong, pwede mag-clarify.
Oh, by the way, yeah, can't you just clarify? Like, there's a lot of problems that happen in relationships because of communication, and it is scary. It is scary, but well, you just think about it. Scary. Would you rather take the pain now? Possible pain now, pain and discomfort now, or take it later when it might be even worse, which it usually is. Because usually, if you let something like that roll, it becomes more of a snarl later on,
Like,
right?
resentment. It becomes resentment later on.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about this, may mga nag-flash sa akin ng mga famous rom-com anime
Which
slash
one?
J-dramas. Number one talaga
Right.
pumasok sa utak ko. What do you call this? Ano to?
Rom-com?
Shucks. Boys Over Flowers.
Ah,
Domyoji and
Mm.
Tsukasa. Is it a good
it,
relationship or a bad relationship?
it ended up being good, but it started bad.
Bad. Yeah.
It was so bad.
Ang dami.
It threw out a lot of parts of it. But well, they
They grew
grew
up. Yeah.
at the end, which
Feeling
is
ko
why
kasi
it was a yeah. Go on.
Mm.
ano kasi ako eh. Tsukasa, what they call this, si Tsukasa and what's his name? The other guy, si Chuck, sa kanila ko yung pangalan niya.
You
Yung
can
best
do it. You
friend,
can do it.
si
Not
Hanazawa, Rui.
not the main lead. See
Yes.
that happens a lot. The second guy thing, right? In a lot of K drama. What do they call it? The second lead
Second lead syndrome.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like the second lead is actually the better option. He's a better
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That was
no, you have like this weird
Obsessed.
romantic trope thing for the first lead who's
that you
actually more
cannot let
problematic.
it go.
No, it's because of that whole thing na, oh, I forgot you in a letter when I made 20 years ago. Yung mga ganun. Diba, right? It's such a trope. It's such a drama.
And
I
again,
mean,
it's
I don't know.
usually communication problems. Ay,
Again,
nako.
yes.
How about
Ako,
Hanakimi?
Mm.
Go.
coming from yung communication, one of the latest anime that I've watched is Komi Can't Communicate. I think that's a very good
Mm.
example of a relationship between Komi and Hito Tadano. Because Komi has an anxiety problem. Parang
Mhm,
meron
mhm.
talaga siyang disorder. She can't speak.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Nagsastutter siya.
Yeah.
Tadano was the one who helped her to parang be able to kind of speak out more, even though it was a very slow process, pero he was really there for her. And even though it wasn't really a romantic relationship between them, it was more of a friendship between them. But you can see throughout the whole series na parang the relationship is developing into a romance thing, because alam mo yun, parang Komi can't help to to appreciate what Tadano was doing for her. So I think that's a good example of a good relationship.
Yeah. And how he made sure, she's comfortable with the
Mm.
pace. Yeah, he's really
I like that.
very considerate and conscious.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good point. It's a very good point. He's a very ideal friend, person to be with.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because her Tommy's only mission was to make 100 friends. And Tadano was game to help her look for the 100 friends
Actually, very
that she wanted to
interesting.
find.
The story is very interesting because it
Cute.
kind of it
Ano
tackles
lang
tech.
siya, one season lang siya.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. But it tackles anxiety issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I call it like a mental health light kind of series.
Mhm.
So that's a good one. I might okay. So my list of to watch is starting to like
To grow.
go
Okay.
more in.
Actually, it's one of those examples nga ng in Japanese anime na wala masyadong
Yeah.
communication issues. Kasi sa totoo lang, ang hilig-hilig talaga nila ng to keep things to themselves. They don't say what they feel or what they're thinking. So they always end
Yeah,
up miscommunicating. S-
It's a
true,
So,
culture
true,
thing eh.
it's a culture thing
true.
din naman talaga. May question dito, sabi ni Vince, Hanakimi daw, bad or good?
Okay. Harakimi is okay.
Not sure.
This is
And
Oh.
where they pretended,
Well,
where she pretended to be a guy, tama ba?
yes,
yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
she pretended to be a
Okay.
guy to enter an all-guys school so that she can support the guy that she likes to become an athlete again. Tapos,
Mm.
throughout the entire series, he's trying to hide her femininity Pero nalaman na ni Guy na babae siya. Pero hindi rin sinabi ni Guy na babae siya. Tapos later on, what do you call this? Another guy fell in love with her, pero hindi niya alam na babae siya. So akala niya homosexual siya.
Wow.
It's so funny and sad at the same time. I actually didn't really finish this one.
Ako
So,
personally, I think it's like midway between bad or good because there's so much unsaid things. I mean,
well, to
There's
be
so
fair,
much
she has to hide
dishonesty.
stuff,
yes, kasi I think you cannot have the basis of a good relationship pag may dishonesty eh. Kailangan
Yeah.
truth ang foundation, 'di ba? So parang
Yeah.
so it took a while before everybody actually revealed themselves. And so things got clarified.
Yeah, and when that happened, it quickly draws to a close, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Another
why you need Miss Calm for drama.
another comment dito from Alex. Kaguya daw and
Ano yan?
Shirogane, good or bad?
Paano ba? I like their antics. I like it as an anime, but then, ayun nga, the pride of not wanting to be the first one to confess. Parang,
Nakakainis.
parang, like, kung ganun pa katagal kayo mag-confess because of your pride, what happens, what happens if you guys are in a relationship and,
Lang label.
It bad.
yeah, diba? Parang, yung pride masyadong, it's so up there.
It's the pampasira ng relationship, right?
Yeah.
So
Paano
prideful.
kayo mag-forgive ng one another, diba? If ganyan ano yung pride nyo. It's very entertaining though, that series.
But it's a good example of a bad dynamic.
Yeah. Why do I like
Right?
realize, like, why do I even watch these stuff?
Bakit nga ba?
The truth is kasi most very good and healthy relationships are not really great spicy. I mean, it's not long because when
Yeah,
you
that's
realize
true. Like
the
a great
stories,
relationship, they're boring to watch.
they're quote unquote boring unless you are in that relationship, because it's like you're enjoying the relationship because you're in it. It's a healthy, good relationship. So you and your partner enjoy it. But for people outside, they may not necessarily enjoy it because they're not, in there. So if you want to observe a story of a healthy relationship, well, I mean, it depends on your perspective. For me, I like seeing that within a larger setting. But you gotta admit that the conflicts are what drives a story. And when conflicts are resolved,
Mm-hmm.
stories tend to come to a clean end, which is why most of the romance stories that we've been discussing, regardless of the type of romance, um, pretty much end when communication issues are addressed, when pride issues are addressed, when the unhealthy behaviors are. Suddenly it's like, okay, we got it fixed. The romance comes together, completes, and they close, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like, you can't have a drama without the drama, right? So it's really like that. If you want a drama story, that's it. That's why you like the drama. I would say it's a natural thing, which is probably why I don't like drama stories. 'Cause I don't like the drama. It's like I just want my action adventure. It's like I have enough drama
I just
In my
I just
life.
want my action.
because I
want my
don't
action.
have that. I don't have
Shonen.
fantasy
Oh,
action
my
in me.
shonen on.
Yeah, I want my shonen superpowers on because I don't have that. So like, let's
Oh,
take it.
Vincent says, good example of a relationship, Koroyuki Hime and Haruyuki Axel World. Kasi nga nung nagkaaminan na sila na talaga.
Yeah, exactly. Nung umamin na sila,
Ayun na.
sinort out na nila, ay di, yun na, sila na. Well, okay, just disclaimer, doesn't mean na kung umamin ka ng maayos to a person, kayo na.
Correct.
No,
Tama ka naman
No,
dun.
no, that's not what we're saying. It doesn't
definitely
mean
no.
It's just kailangan ng clear
like
communication
yeah,
talaga.
it
You
does
need clear
mean
communication that you like
Label.
that
Check the
they
label, ma'am. She's.
it does mean that you're very clear with to whoever you like. You can avoid a lot of unnecessary complications. And if you do actually have a good chance with that person, and you speed run it, you're there. But of course, if it really wasn't there in the first place, at least you spare yourself all these ups and downs, roller coaster of whatever. It's
trying to
just like,
guess what they mean.
straight out. Hopefully, you get a yes or no or whatever. If you get a whatever, sorry na lang. Sorry.
That's really mean.
It's a
Just get me a
problem.
whatever.
Whatever.
You get a I don't know, whatever. An unclear response. At least you're clear from your
DTR
PR
is
is
vitally important, sabi ni
amen.
Christopher.
Amen.
Yes, yes, yes.
What does
define the
that?
Agree.
relationship. Very
Define the
important.
relationship.
Yeah.
Finding the relationship.
Have courage and jump out there. Whether
Yan
you're a
yung
guy
mga
or a
late
girl.
night talks nyo, guys. Kailangan tanungin nyo na yan. Tanungin nyo na agad.
And
Ano ba to?
always
Wait,
check the
wait.
DTR na
label.
yan.
Ano ba to? Ganun talaga yung
What
tanong.
is this?
Ano ba
Okay,
to?
Alex commented Horimiya. I'm really ni-build up ko pa yung sarili ko to watch this anime. Who here has watched it na?
Hindi pa.
Let me check. I might have watched it, but I
Share,
don't know the
I
title or something.
I feel like I've heard
Oh,
of this.
I
Si
think I
Hori-san
wanted to try
and
watching this. It's on Netflix.
Miyamura-kun.
Yeah.
I started it for a while, but I never actually.
It's a really
haven't
cute, it's
actually.
a cute slice of life anime, and I highly recommend it. Maganda naman yung relationship coming from only me,
Yeah,
di ba?
I'm a sucker for like cute
All of these
relationships.
things, coming from
Yeah.
all these things.
Tinay,
Parang, do you trust me, guys? Do you trust me? Based on what I have been saying.
We trust you to have a certain sense of taste.
Okay, so this one is, it's not, it's slightly spicy. It's got a little bit of spice in it, okay? So be careful.
It's PG-13.
Yeah, it's
Ako,
PG-13.
Okay, but I hear really good reviews about this anime. How so?
the story, yeah.
The story is basically, well, your typical dark brooding guy and then the sunshine girl.
Mm.
So basically what happens is
Is that coming from experience? No, it's not coming from experience.
No.
excuse me, I am not sunshine girl.
She was the one who was brooding.
That's why I said it's not coming from experience.
Yes. And then what happened ba? Basta basically they're the girl is trying to get this guy to, oh my gosh, it sounds so familiar. Pwede bang next anime na lang?
we can move on to games.
We can move on to a
Okay,
game.
let's tackle games. But before we close, you know what I feel would be a good drama but healthy. It's like I hope maybe somewhere someone creates a manga or anime series about a couple who actually navigate the struggles of their relationship in a healthy way. Like there's things that get thrown at them, but they kind of navigate it and they grow from it. So that sounds like to me, it's like teaching you how to have a actual relationship kind of anime manga thing. It can be a short season. It can have drama because there are problems that arise, and then they just tackle it. So it's like it's not so. That's a way of making it not boring, because like there's always stuff that'll come up. So yeah, like, oh, how do you handle these situations, that situation? So parang, I feel like there's nothing like that, right?
I was thinking, Fruits Basket, kinoment din ni Alex. Because like,
Fruits basket.
Toru and Kyo was a really conflicted din siya and malaki talaga yung problema niya sa pamilya niya and like Toru was the very supportive girl. So,
I
hmm,
think
no, no.
ako
I think,
personally, I think I think at the start kasi Kyo had a toxic character trait.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and I think
Mhm.
at the beginning it was kind of toxic.
It's very
So,
toxic.
pero but by the time that they actually became a couple, hindi na siya toxic to her eh. So
Mm.
parang I think it was a good thing that they had to go through a period where they had to know each other and adjust to each other as friends. So that when they
Mm.
actually became a couple, naging ano sila, naging alam mo yun, naging mindful na siya, naging ano na siya, protective na siya, naging alam mo yun,
Ah,
when
Agree.
at the start talaga medyo toxic talaga siya eh.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Who's Placid
okay.
guy? Super.
so,
But yeah,
ayun.
that's a growing character thing. Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
You
jumping
want to
into
get games?
games. This is funny because
Game.
I searched for like top game couples or mga top romantic game
Mario and
couples.
Peach.
It's actually hard to
You
find.
know which one came out the most often?
Which
Tidus and
one?
Yuna.
Oh.
Mm.
To be fair,
Mm.
to be fair,
They're for me good. For me good.
Does it count when he's not actually real?
Dio!
but okay, you were him. You were him, so he's technically real.
When I
I'm
So
watched
kidding.
that,
I just wanted the reaction.
honestly, when I saw the ending
But
scene for the
I
first
think it's a
time,
good relationship.
ang ganda ng relationship nila eh. It's just so sad na they cannot be together because nga dun sa end, parang he was just an imagination. No,
And
Oh.
parang
then
he was just a memory.
They teased them again in X2.
how
Hassle.
did how did
But they
that work?
teased them again in X2 because there's some guy who looks just like him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I never
it's
played.
like on the cover of the game. Like there's some guy who looks like Tidus, but there's some other girl wrapped around him instead.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah,
But was it X2 about bringing him back to life or something?
it's
Or
supposed to
find,
be. I think
yeah, parang finding where
finding
he
out
is.
who that guy was. I think that's like they
Kasi
saw someone who
because
looks just like him.
he was a memory brought to life, right? If I remember right.
I think so.
Oo.
So he was real, but he wasn't in their timeline. So he
No.
was based off a memory given life and brought into that world. So
Yes.
I guess metaphysically he was real. So I don't know. It's one of those things.
Pero alam mo, playing that game, tapos getting to the end, na biglang, sakit sa
And
puso ng
you
ending.
like maxed out all you I got you no my brother actually my brother was the one who he
I
got
have to.
like
I
a
have to.
legendary weapon for Tidus and then iba, nawala.
He's not even real.
It's not even real. Spent
Ay,
this much time.
but if we're gonna talk about spending so much time on a character only for that character to die so early on in the game, it has to be Final
Well,
Fantasy VII. My gosh!
Okay. Okay,
I
so it's
s-
a bad
It's not
relationship.
about relationships anymore.
Oh, so
It's
si
a
no,
Cloud
but
was
relationship.
okay,
like,
that's also another relationship
like
that
It
is
is,
Cloud
existing.
and
but it feels like
Aerith,
they're
Cloud,
just
Cloud
talking about
or
your heartaches now
Cloud and
instead.
Aerith, Cloud and Aerith. No, because I think we agreed that Titus and Yuna are a good couple. They had
good.
a
yeah.
really
They
good
are.
dynamic. They grew up. They grew well, and then basta
They
maganda
taught
yung
each other
interaction.
different things. Yeah.
Very very good. So that's a good example. Very good example.
Aerith
Uh,
and Zack. Aerith Zack! Sabi
so
ni
Aerith, and let's just go through the whole thing. Cloud, Aerith, Cloud, Tifa, Aerith. Okay,
Wait,
how do you want
ang
to go
official,
through?
You want
the
to just
official,
you want to do rapid fire for that one since it's a lot.
Yeah,
the
we can.
official,
We can do
wait,
a quick.
the official canon na pwedeng ka-date ni Cloud is Aerith, si Tifa, and si Barret.
Okay, but obviously that's the joke pairing. Hello.
It's Yuffie.
So,
So, but
Yuffie then. That's like
yeah,
a kid sister.
Si Yuffie
Yuffie
and
was an
si
annoying kid sister.
Vincent
I think
Valentine.
ako personally, I think the Cloud Aerith relationship was medyo toxic siya, medyo bad siya because I think on the rebound si si Aerith eh. So parang
Yeah.
True.
she kind of attached herself to someone that was similar to Zack. And
Yep.
then
Which is like okay, sige.
That was the point.
I was gonna blurt out.
meanwhile si Cloud parang na-enamor lang siya because of this girl. Pero wala talaga siyang relationship per se except na parang nanay niya na siya. Hindi ko nga
He's
nagets
just
yung parang
drawing on
That is true.
Wasn't he like just drawing on memories of Zack too?
Yeah,
That's
kasi
also true.
parang kinuha 'di ba sa Crisis Core inexplained.
Yeah.
Ay hindi, actually in FF7 din pala inexplained.
Yeah. Well, I think the current version of FF7 also really incorporates a lot of the additional material, which is also canon. So, looking forward to see how they develop it now that it's been broken up into a 3-parter, no? 3 full games na siya. So
baka
we'll
nga
see how
more.
it
Baka nga more.
at least 3. It looks like it's at least 3 full sets. So let's see how it goes. Okay, just a quick fire round na tayo, no? We'll just go through our
let's
list
do that.
of couples. So Cloud, Tifa.
Cloud
Good.
Thief.
No.
Good ako for me. Supportive si
Okay.
Supportive si Tifa with what was happening
Tifa.
with Cloud. Ang hindi ko lang nagustuhan that is she lied at the beginning.
What did
Yeah.
she lie about again?
She kept
Who she was.
that she knew that Cloud was not there in the way that Cloud remembers
Ah,
himself
He
being
was
there.
not himself.
Oo. So parang he lied about it. Parang he let Cloud keep the illusion na he's a soldier, that he was there sa Nibelheim, etc. So, yun lang yung hindi ko nagustuhan. But actually, when she realized, her mistake, she was there till the end for Cloud.
I think it's a good response to someone with mental health problems, which technically Cloud had because of the whole thing that happened. I mean, getting a split personality suddenly smashed into your head. Well. Hello, bam. Okay. So anyway, good. Let's keep going. What else do we got? Aerith and Zack to round up our.
Good.
I think it was
I have
good.
no comment.
I think it
Because
was a good.
I didn't play long enough to get to Aerith Zack. So
I think it was a
can't-
good relationship.
Yeah.
So much so that she kind of transferred her affection to Cloud kasi nakita niya si Zack kay Cloud.
Bad.
All right. Well, let's go on. Let's try something.
These were in the comments, so I just
Let's just go through all the lists. I'm not
Right.
gonna sort by type. Harry Potter, Ron Mione.
Romeo
Ah,
bad.
I would
for
say
me.
bad.
First.
I would say bad.
Canon, but I don't like it.
I don't like it actually either sa canon. I prefer Harry, which is the next one. Harry Hermione.
Harry Hermione. But ironically, the author said that maybe she should have gone with this
Pairing.
instead.
Mine
And I'm
isn't
like,
in the
you-
list.
Sige, who is?
Inay.
Draco
Ayan.
and Hermione. The
Okay.
Draco.
Draco and Hermione is more like real life actor chemistry. But
Yes.
as written, the characters,
actor chemistry, but he sees her as a little sister.
that's what he says.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
Oh, no.
I'm,
That's
I'm,
first
a,
Rollins.
I'm a, in terms of actor vibe, that's my ship. But in terms of the characters, it's like no.
Again, I'm
Yeah.
into like the
No.
dark side, light side kind of thing. It's not.
But it's super toxic. Yung ugali nila, talagang disaster
Very
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Sobrang disaster yun.
Oo. I get the actor chemistry. It looks good. But the character, it's like, this belongs
For me,
into fan fanfic writing.
Where we
For me,
Like
Ron
thrive.
and
hard fanfic
Hermione.
writing. Like you have to like grind them into bits.
Ron
Sorry,
and
Actually,
sorry.
Hermione, I think okay, hindi sila okay sa simula, but since they they worked out their relationship, they had kids. So, I guess.
yeah,
So,
pero
the vibe was more like parang mas magwo-work kung si Harry Potter tsaka si Hermione.
Hermione.
That's
Yeah,
true.
right. Like
That's
it
why
feels like
I
they
mean,
had.
if it's a couple in Harry Potter, wouldn't it the
that's why
one
I
who
was
works
kind
best
of
is Luna and Harry?
No,
no,
Luna
Luna
feels
Luna and ano, Neville.
Neville. Pero kasi Luna ended up
Mm.
with
Would be.
Somebody else, yeah.
yung apo ni what you call it? Newt. Apo ni Newt.
Commander.
Commander.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which kind of makes
Okay,
sense
next
because
one.
weirdo plus weirdo.
Weirdos attract.
But I would have been okay with Neville and Luna because weirdo and grounded.
Yes.
So
That's
that
true.
also works very well.
And they were cute together, I think.
Mm. All right, let's keep going. Next, we back to anime. I think we have Edward, Full Metal
Edwin
Alchemist,
Winry.
Winry.
Not so sure.
Edward and Winry.
They're all right
Yeah,
because they
I
grew
think
up.
it's good. 'Cause it's kind of I think it's kind of like Sokka and Suki where they didn't define they weren't defined by the relationship, like they were both
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Hmm.
It was fine. It was fine. Like they had a good they had the whole usual not admitting that they liked each other thing. I mean, to be fair, they were in a war. That's not the time.
Yeah,
I
it's not the
guess.
time to landi.
No, but then the
Buti
thing
pa
is,
sila may awareness. Environmental awareness.
I don't think they were aware. Nahiya lang talaga sila. Sige. Pero for me, it was more hiyaan. Pride, actually. But it worked out for them in the long run. Both of them had too much pride to admit that they liked each other. Because they had that rivalry thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But it ended out working better for them because they were not in a situation to pursue a relationship anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, accidental good. I guess. For me.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, next.
What else?
Next.
What else?
Kirito and Asuna.
I don't have an
I
opinion.
think
Masyado.
I can't
Go,
really say.
Gio.
I think it's just more on Kirito being the bad person. Like he knows he's in a relationship, but yet he keeps somehow flirting and getting these other girls
that's true.
to fall for him.
Mm.
Does
Like
he
you know
purposely-
you already know you're in a relationship with her.
Like, is he
Like,
purposely?
why are you doing? He's not purposely flirting, but he knows these girls are falling for him, and he's not doing anything about it.
Which
Ah.
season was this?
All the
All
seasons.
Every season there's a new girl.
Every season.
So bad. Bad relationship.
It's sort of bad. It's bad because he should be doing the responsible thing and like saying, "I have a girlfriend. I can't entertain your affections,"
Yeah, that's the
which
best.
is what another character did. But I'm gonna sing it this character because it just fits. It's what Aragorn did. He just like he felt the lady he was with Arwen, right? So he had this is Lord of the Rings. So Aragorn and Arwen.
Yeah.
And then when he found out, like, oh, this lady likes me, he said, I'm sorry, I can't entertain your affections, which is what Kirito should have done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah. So sing it lang ako dyan.
Boundaries, kumbaga.
By
Yeah,
the,
I remember.
by the way,
So,
may,
sana, diba?
Yes.
Sorry, may comment si
what else do
si
you have?
Vince. May comment si
comment?
Vince about Ed. Excuse me, umamin si Ed. Anong hindi sila nag-define? It was Ed who doctored the DTR the relationship. Excuse me.
Yes,
May-
okay.
may-
I'm gonna say that at the end they did it after all the gulo was done. So it's like the thing worked for them while the gulo was happening, and after all of the war ended, then he approached, which is why I said it was accidental, but it was a good ending. So I
Mm,
stand by my
Alright.
statement. So, but yes, I
Alright.
update the details. Noted.
Who else?
Thank you for that.
What else in the list? Oh,
um, uh,
what this one? Sailor Moon
I
and Tuxedo Mask.
I don't know. I that's
I've never watched Sailor Moon, so
I didn't watch it.
I think the
I didn't watch
age
it.
difference is how
I
old
Um,
think
is
it's
this?
an age difference. I just never got into Sailor Moon.
malaki
It
yung
was
age
Dragon
difference
Ball
din
me.
nila.
Yeah.
It
Ah, yeah,
Malaki yung age
those two,
difference nila.
yeah.
I don't know,
Hindi,
man. Wala. No comment.
14 si Usagi sa start. And then 16? Oh, that's not bad.
He just
16
looks
siya.
old
Yeah, he just looks old.
because
Oo,
he's in a tuxedo.
and he's always in a, what do you call
No
this?
mask.
Hindi, tsaka yung outfits niya as Mamoru, he's always,
It's
spiffy.
very formal. It's very formal.
I think, ang weird kasi hindi ko ma-define kung good or bad relationship kasi may mga moments sila na ewan eh. Para silang ewan.
Well,
Kasi,
to be fair, the
Matwitams.
manga itself, to be fair, the manga itself is kind of very oddball at times. So I would say chalk that up to the writing.
college student siya, Vince, nung sa start ng series.
Ay.
Ang weird talaga. Weird sila. Hindi ko lang maintindihan kung they are a good or bad kasi puro based on fantasy yung relationship nila eh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Parang
Ah,
I,
parang I worship thee. Pero,
Kasi they're the
Ay.
parang they're the fated relationship so parang okay.
eventually they worked it out. I think they're a real relationship, but I didn't go that far into the manga or I didn't see it come out.
Be glad or else naabutan mo yung yung starlights, the men that transform into women.
oh my goodness.
That was up powers.
All the
Boom.
more that I should continue reading.
Let's
What?
let's continue. Okay, so who's Toru and Kyo? I don't know these characters.
Fruits
Fruits
basket. We
basket.
already talked
Fruit
about
basket.
it. So.
Oh, okay, we tackled that.
We
Okay,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
skip
so let's keep
Batman and
going.
Catwoman.
Batman and
Who?
Catwoman.
Batman, Catwoman?
Toxic, bad relationship for me.
Yeah.
Toxic
I'd say,
good
yeah, like,
joke.
it's a criminal.
Toxic good.
It's a crime fighter with a criminal. Like,
Yeah.
It actually, yeah, it has definitely. It's one of okay. It's just the same as most of the anime. Bad start, all sparks. They eventually clean up their act along the way. It's at least some versions of the
Yeah, anti-hero
especially
na
the
si
one where they yeah. So Catwoman becomes
Good.
reformed.
Oo.
So
Mm.
because she was doing it for the thrills. So once she found a healthy channel for her whatever energy.
So
So
Yeah.
si Bruce.
yep, you're not wrong.
what?
So ayun.
Nothing.
Not the best example, definitely.
But I
by
think
far.
but I think of all the women that Bruce had dated, she's the one that he has connected the most.
The most.
Yung talagang naging mas pinaka vulnerable. That's why I also think that at any time that if Catwoman betrays him in the future, it will be
Correct, no?
devastating. It will be devastating.
Mhm.
Pero I think not kasi she seems to be the possessive. So I think tuloy na yan. That was a
Not
romance
Showing
that
how
took
cats are.
Mm-hmm.
like cats are. Okay, Lois and Clark.
Yon.
Standard,
I think very good
very
relationship.
Good.
very traditionally healthy
Very good.
relationship.
Yeah.
It's
I
another rivalry thing.
It's
Diba?
another thing that Superman is good at.
Relationships.
What the hell? That's
He has all the powers, and now he can do that.
one of his least hyped powers. Good relationships.
Least hype, but the thing almost everyone
He
would watch.
did have a good example through his adoptive parents, diba?
That's true.
Mm,
That's true.
so true.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you could take off his superhuman powers and he'd still be Superman just because of all of his good relationships. stupid. Right?
Yeah,
I have
and
such a great
even
That's true.
even the people that he had past relationships with, like Lana Lang
Mm.
and even Wonder Woman, kasi there's stories about
Yeah.
even after their breakup, they're friends. I'm like, wow. Wow talaga eh.
Super. Very
He's
And
super.
super.
rightly so, he's called Superman.
This is like actually the biggest reason why he's Superman. It's like I can have mature breakups with my partners and we'll have a
Tsaka,
healthy friendship after. Like wow, okay,
Good
super.
for you.
Not scared to be vulnerable and open and deal with feelings. Superpower. That's a superpower,
Exactly.
right? It's
It
crazy. Okay,
is, yeah.
okay. Let's
Alright,
go
who
on.
else?
Steve, Natasha from MCU naman. Let's go to the Marvels. Steve and
Is that
Natasha.
wala talaga silang
Black Widow and Steve Rogers? Mm.
Captain America. But
For me,
No,
it's friends.
they were best friends. I don't think they were like
Yeah.
relationship. If it's MCU, like
I
yeah,
think there's chemistry only in the sense that they hit it off really
it's,
well.
it's that I think they were more like siblings in the relationship
Mhm.
dynamic.
They do
and
feel more like
I
bro
think it
sis.
I think it's also because si Chris Evans and Scarlett Scarjo, they actually have ano eh
Yeah,
uh
they're
A
really good friends.
A
they're
relationship
really
good
on the
good
past,
friendship.
like they're
they're
good
really good
friends.
friends talaga eh. So that's why it translates on screen. And
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
comic book wise kasi there have been times where it was Black Widow and ano and Captain America. So parang personally okay ang relationship na even as friends, they really have a good relationship, 'di ba? Parang maayos kahit
Yep,
hindi talaga romance.
yep.
Mhm.
So good
Agree.
relationship, not romantic.
Yeah, I mean a good relationship doesn't always have to be romantic.
True.
That's true.
All right, next is Tony and Pepper. Tony Stark
Tony.
and Pepper.
Good.
I think it was
Um,
bad. Like in general, like I think it was pretty bad.
I
Why
think
so? Why so?
is it bad because the relationship is bad, or is it
Is it
bad
because
because
assistant
Tony
siya?
Stark is like?
Bad start, good end.
Yeah.
Well, yes, yeah,
I think
bad start,
Oh
good.
yeah, they got married, sure. She understood it the most. Yeah,
I think
like
kasi
ending was good.
I think at the beginning kasi 'di ba parang he was
But I mean, like
thinking
the relationship like we saw throughout the whole thing, because I think was mostly bad.
yeah, kasi he
A
was
lot of the
thinking
times
her
he kept secrets from her.
he
Yeah.
kept secrets from
Oh
her,
yeah.
taking her for granted in the first Iron Man film na parang although he trusts Pepper Potts, he was like, sleeping with everybody else. And I think naman kahit even before meron na siyang thing for Pepper Potts pero
Yeah, but he's
he
still doing that
never
stuff.
He didn't like commitment.
yeah,
Mm.
he had to
Yep,
mature pa bago sila naging okay together.
quite
True,
so,
true,
quite
true.
so.
Next one
Who's
is
next?
Bruce and Natasha.
Who?
Bruce and Natasha.
Bruce Banner and Natasha. This is canon on MCU.
I'm just trying to make sure who. Bruce Banner and Natasha. Because when you said Bruce, I was thinking
Oh, Bruce.
Wayne.
Sorry.
No, wrong, Bruce.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking. Anyway,
I don't
Banner.
know.
That's like a whole
I,
Martha situation again.
I mean, parang, was it
Their love story
necessary?
was really wasn't really developed even
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
in the
So
MCU, I don't
no,
remember.
I'd say no. I mean,
Yeah.
Like
it's not
I
because
think
it's bad. It's just that we don't have much to go on.
yeah, there's like they hinted at it, but wala eh.
They hinted
Like,
at they slept together,
they're
didn't
like,
they?
okay, let's throw this at the people.
They
No,
slept
no, in the
together.
MCU they didn't. They just had like a connection thingy, but they didn't like show any
Oh.
overt relationship
Ah,
stuff.
yeah, right. Kasi parang what you call
It
this, they
started
were
in Age of Ultron, eh.
they were hinting at each other pero parang come on, hindi mo ayaw mo diretsuhin. And eventually nag-pull away kasi sabi nga niya na na he's a monster.
Mm.
Yeah,
Pero
and canonically speaking, also Bruce Banner still has an actual ongoing relationship with yung anak ng general,
Si Liv Tyler. I forgot her name.
yeah,
Uh,
Lousy
portrayed by
Angel looks in.
Elizabeth Ross or something.
Elizabeth Ross. Yeah, Liz Ross. So that was like left hanging, which I think they should resolve.
I think it's
So
Yeah.
because
Not,
I
not yeah, Betty.
Betty.
Is it Betty Ross?
Ross, basta Ross,
It's Ross.
I think Ross. I can't remember her first name. It's She hasn't been in a movie for a long time, so sorry.
Yeah, whoever.
Next one, Loki and Lady Loki.
They're both a hot mess.
They
Yeah, it's
are.
like that's just a disaster.
I'd
It was
say
cute.
in the
Oh,
end,
it,
it ended really badly.
It, yeah, it was cute, but yun nga, 'di ba? They couldn't trust each other, eh. Or at least
yeah,
si
that
She couldn't trust him.
she couldn't trust him. Actually, he was ready to trust her, eh. Which actually
so
shows
yeah.
the kind of character development kay Loki na nag-mature siya dun, eh. Pero
So
she
Yep.
couldn't
I would
trust
say
him.
I'd say bad
I'd say
because
bad too.
you need
Bad.
both to be in the good side to actually be a good relationship.
Yep. Both of them to trust each other, have something. Okay, so next is Peggy and Steve.
Daming MCU, ah.
It's
Yeah,
a
they're a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot.
we were able to
It's a lot
tackle
of
it in
movies.
the
What do you mean?
yeah.
True. Okay, Peggy and Steve. I guess good. I think good.
It was
Good.
good for whatever they showed to us after.
Yeah, because I saw like a college humor clip na during the relationship nila, like, oh, it's this date, turns out it was you shooting kay what you call
JFK.
him, kay
Kay
JFK. So
JFK. I
but
know
then he
that.
couldn't say anything,
Tapos na
diba?
nakain na lang siya nakain.
So like yung part na yun, parang I guess good in a way because he didn't want to alter history.
Wait, that has nothing to do
Yeah.
with their relationship. That's
Yeah.
just him being a guy who doesn't want to mess with the timeline. That's nothing to
No,
do
but
with
it's
the relationship.
with the
And
relationship part. I think both of them displayed a certain degree of old-fashioned loyalty towards each other,
Mm, yeah.
and they were post-war. I mean, it seems like they were very healthy in how they came back together. So indicative of a positive relationship.
Not
You
much.
But we
know,
didn't.
I noticed kasi the relationships in the war slash post-war era are really good. Kasi you, you, you look at also ano eh, although World War
True.
One to, no, you look at Steve Trevor and Diana. Ang ganda din na ng
Yeah.
ano nila, eh. And you look at the relationships of people there, makita mo na talagang there's a value to the kind of relationship that you work it out. You don't just parang may argument kayo,
Whatever.
away na, hiwalay na, tapos na, parang ganon.
That's a good point. All right, let's finish this hot list.
What else?
What else do we?
Let's just go
Um,
quicker. Let's not
This
delve into
is our
this stuff.
last MCU, Vision Wanda.
I
Vision
think
Wanda.
I think to a certain degree it's toxic because I think
good
she
start.
naging codependent si Wanda, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
so it
think
started decently, but it ended badly.
Mm.
So we'll see if they what do you call it, if they recover. All right, so let's keep going. Final set of three. Jump back to anime. Sakuragi and Haruka from Slam Dunk.
so bad talaga. I know I
Bad.
suggested
I mean,
this.
It's
I mean, he
teenager.
never told her.
He never told her and she was so oblivious. I'm like, seriously.
I don't know. I mean, that's true. Meron maraming ganon, I
Baka
think.
totga
So I
siya.
mean,
The
technically,
one
there
that
wasn't
got
any
told.
romantic relationship between them.
Yep,
Hmm?
it was one-sided.
It was just one pining after the other.
She friend zoned him.
Both
Uh,
pining over someone else.
Oh,
but I think I'd give Sakuragi a chance. I mean, they're just
He's a
Have to.
good guy.
Pero yan yung reason kung bakit maraming lalaki na friend zone kasi walang sinasabi.
Yun lang.
Aww.
Agree.
Anong lesson dun, John?
Aminin natin kasi may mga
Let your
may mga-
intentions be known is the lesson.
number one, there are guys who are torpe. Kailangan nyo magsalita. Pero meron din kasi yung
Very true.
kasi let's face it, may
But
mga
there's the
babae
other ones who...
may mga babae din kasi sobrang oblivious. Aminin natin may mga ganun din babae na
They might be oblivious because they've been, hurt before.
No,
wow, speaking from ano ba to? Experience.
So they'd rather not expect. Parang ganun.
assume, not assume.
Or assume, sorry.
I don't think
But
that's the case
we're
with
talking
Haruka.
about early. In her case, she's just oblivious.
Yeah.
No, she's focused on someone else.
It was a one-sided relationship, or was
Yes.
if there ever was a relationship?
Parang
One-sided
more of
talaga.
friendship lang talaga.
From her end,
Pero of
She
course,
views it as like,
eto lesson dito eh. How can a woman consider you as more than a friend if you don't express your intention? Diba? Guys.
What's that thing they said
Guys.
before? You make yourself a choice, kind of thing.
Yes.
Filmate din, no?
You're not really giving them a choice if you didn't actually put yourself on the table. or something.
Si Vince
Right,
ayaw daw, wala na daw sasabihin.
oh, hey, let's go.
Next, what
Sino
else?
pa ba?
My gosh.
Edward and Bella. Of
The
course,
most toxic.
how can we end Valentine's geek relationships without Edward and Bella?
One of the most toxic
Bad.
relationships
Very
ever.
It's bad.
Very, very.
In what
I mean,
world?
she became suicidal.
Exactly in what world
Masyadong
is it okay?
codependent.
In what world is it okay for you to spy on the girl and the girl still falls in love with you? Hindi lang spy, stalk talaga. Parang ako, seriously?
Yeah, kasi he went into the bedroom. Oh my
The
gosh, when she
bedroom.
was sleeping. Like, oh my God.
And I'm like, seriously? I mean, the only reason why she fell in love with her and fell in love with him and she was okay with it, kasi gwapo siya. Kasi kung hindi siya gwapo, ewan ko na lang.
Was sparkling.
Pag gwapo, okay lang. Pero pag hindi, stalker.
Oo.
Pero, yeah, legit is kahit guwapo, wag. Stalker pa rin yan.
Yeah, stalker.
Double standard, nakakainis.
Given he had like a supernatural weirdness that he had to deal with. But let's face it, we're not that kind of vampire. So you have no reason. You have no reason.
For humanity.
Yeah, he was a
him.
really. All right.
Pero,
Next. Robin and all the ladies. I don't know. This is just too much to discuss.
That's too much to say. I want to
This
say
is-
all of them are bad because
feel like
that's
this
why
is
they ended.
This is a joke line. Robin and all the ladies. The only thing we're gonna point out here is the lady. Because
Kasi
he's more
diba,
emotional.
I'm gonna say
He's
he was
more
bad because he was with all of them and basically broke up with all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So he had enough charm and emotional availability available, but not he lacked something to close and settle with someone. So
Yeah.
Commitment issues.
ano ba
let's
rin
say
ako
it's
eh.
let's say it's a bad.
I'm a Robin, Dick Grayson, slash, Barbara Stan.
Yeah.
Yun yung talaga. That's my ship.
Mhm.
Kasi I think that's the most realistic of the relationships that Robin or Dick Grayson has had. Pero ang dami na talaga ka-relationship eh. I mean, Starfire, Raven, even
Starfire was the worst. But yeah, anyway.
even Harley. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it shipped him with pretty much anyone. All right, let's keep going. MJ, Peter Parker, our
Which
penultimate.
MJ? Are you talking about MCU or are you
let's go with
talking about Sam Raimi?
All the MJs.
Okay. Kung
It's
if
a
it's a
lot
Sam
different.
Raimi, it's kind of toxic.
Bad.
Bad yung
And
Sam
Sam Raimi
Raimi.
bad.
Sam Raimi
If
means
it's
it's just Tobey
MCU,
Maguire.
good.
That's Tobey
Oh.
Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pero if we're talking about MJ Peter Parker ng ngayon, Holland
MCU,
Zendaya.
I think good.
Good. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's
They're
working
open
well.
and honest with one
They
another.
worked well.
Yeah.
It's working well. It's
Come
working
on,
well.
the movie's been like.
Yeah, wait, I already watched it. I'm just,
Hi.
I'm just waiting.
I have, the general personality of the characters indicate good trajectories.
Yeah. Hindi lang ako masaya sa ending.
Yeah. Well, it's a multiverse multi movie cinematic universe type of movie. So don't expect that to be the end. So that's why it is how it is.
Tapos,
Uh,
sabay,
so I think
Vince is,
well,
sorry. Vince has a comment. Meliodas
Sure.
and Elizabeth.
Meliodas.
Bad. I
Yeah,
said, I'm
familiar.
not gonna elaborate. I'm just gonna say bad or good. Yun lang.
bad for a lot of reasons, some of which is not in their control. But
The whole point of rapid fire is just to give an answer without it.
bad. Let's just say bad.
Oh.
Okay. Sige. I wanted to throw in just as an but I realized that people will know the thing. But just to end, I'll just throw in Baron and Luthien. I don't think anyone knows that.
Who's that?
Exactly. But anyway, so trivia as we close. Baron and Luthien are in the histories of Lord of the Rings, and they were the greatest couple in that universe setting, as per the author himself. In fact, when he died,
Oh.
his name was engraved on his tombstone. Baron. He called himself Baron, and he called his wife Luthien.
Oh.
So the story is very traditional, beautiful. He falls in love with her, saves her, she saves him, which is what I like. They both save each other. So people calling Tolkien a very patriarchal guy did not read full romance stories of Lord of the Rings. So I like that fact that she basically saved him from basically Satan and stuff. That's really cool things. So you don't see those kinds of stories. Mga ganun. It's straightforward, very straightforward, and clearly they're very honest because there was no confusion whatsoever. It's like, yes, I love you and I want to marry you.
Straight.
And she reciprocated, and it was like, it was the world at war kind of, which is interesting. A lot of world at war stories, romances tend to really force the couples to be honest because it's like we're gonna die,
Yeah.
so we gotta be
Yeah.
honest and work our stuff out because lives are at danger here. I noticed that a lot of that settings na may big life-threatening conflicts around tend to produce more honest relationships.
Yeah, I was
Versus-
just talking to John about that na ngayon pandemya, marami daw naging mag-couple ngayon.
Naging honest.
Because we gonna
Oo.
die.
Is it
I
because of
noticed-
that, ba?
A lot of people became couples. A lot of people got engaged. A lot of people got married during the pandemic. I'm like, okay. Parang
A lot of people
it's
a lot of people also broke up though. So
That is true.
that is true.
I think-
That is true.
I think the pressure of the situation just forces things to
Happen.
happen.
Parang napipilitan.
So
That kind of makes sense actually. That the
Positive
more So it kind of parang allowed people to reassess their what do you call that, romantic relationships or parang their their
reality.
status, their realities. No, parang na-realize ko na life is too short, kailangan ko na mag-confess. Joke lang.
Or life is too short, we better deal with our stuff.
Yeah.
Or if we can't deal with our stuff, then call it an end. So either way,
If life is so short. No, just kidding.
no.
No offense.
Okay. So we have
Alright.
been on this. We finished our list. I think we are good to. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, everyone on the stream. Thank
All right.
you for
Thank you so
joining us
much
on
for
our
yes. So if you
Valentine
guys
Month.
yes, because we don't have lives. No, just kidding. We don't have dates. No, we're here. But thank you guys for joining us. If you are excited to know more about what we're planning, make sure to like our Facebook page. Join us on uh, our Facebook community, Level Up Game Nights. And you can also drop by on our Discord at invite.gg/LUGN. Invite.gg/LUGN. Thank you again, guys. And good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
おやすみなさい。ありがとう、皆さ
Joe.
Bye.
ん。
Bye.